So I got a question for you. Are you Asian and you have Asian parents, and when you talk to them, you get so frustrated to the point where you're like, dude, no one else understands me? Well, if you feel this way, I got a secret gem for you. You got to check this out. It's called r/Asian Parent Stories, and this is why. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Kevin Yee. I wanted to share this special gem that I found for you guys. It's called r/Asian Parent Stories, and it's one of the best subreddits, if you're Asian like myself, to just really relate. It's just really interesting. Oh, and make sure, like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, by the way. So just to give you a little background, born in 1988, I'm a millennial, and growing up, the internet wasn't as developed as it is right now. Like right now is a perfect time because you can just like actually really connect with people online and people's experiences through mediums like Reddit or Facebook groups. But I like Reddit because there's something about Reddit which is like really great, where you can kind of hide behind anonymity. You don't really need to make yourself public. You're not, and people are willing, because of that, people are actually willing to kind of talk about their experiences unfiltered. And so growing up, we didn't really have that in high school and stuff. Like the only people I could really relate to are the other Asian kids in my school. But I grew up in like a Jewish neighborhood, so there's only about like 10 of us Asian kids. We would hang out, and I hung out with them more later down the line as well. So when I would talk about these experiences with my non-Asian friends, they would not get it whatsoever, or understand what was happening at home and stuff. So for a while, I've kind of held these stories, and now that I'm older, now that I'm 30 years old, it's been a long time since I've actually like lived with my parents or were under like Asian house rules and stuff. And so it was really interesting because I'm not sure if you guys watch this guy, but his name is Mai Chani. If you don't know Mai Chani, he actually does like skits with Asian dads. Recently, he's been doing more vlogs with his girlfriend Elena and stuff like that, and he was talking about an interesting story during his mukbangs. He was talking about parents barging into your room for no unexpected reason, and I was like, man, I relate to this so freaking much, because my dad back in the day, he would always make us kind of keep our door halfway open for some reason, just in case we're doing drugs, or I don't know. I was a pretty straight edge kid. I don't think I ever gave my dad the benefit of the doubt of kind of doubting me that I was a bad kid or anything like that, but it was always like that. The next day when I woke up, I was like, I wonder if any other Asians like feel this way, or had some of these weird Asian parent stories that people grow up with. So what I did, like any other person in the modern times, is just go on Google. I typed in something like Asian parents barging in room, and then I landed on Reddit somehow, and I found this subreddit called Asian Parent Stories, which I think a lot of y'all if you guys are Asian, you guys will definitely enjoy these stories because they're so relatable. So I instantly felt like I was at home. If you guys are curious what's in Asian parent stories, let's kind of dive into it. I'll show you what's inside. All right, so right now we're in Asian parent stories. Really interesting, and it talks about the only place on the internet that wants to hear your crappy stuff that your bad Asian parents did. And I thought that was hilarious too. All these sort of things, like it's like things like, grandma made me speak to a priest to convince me to get married. I'm just tired. It's just really interesting, and there's a lot of rants and stuff. Obviously, if you're in a situation like this, like I get it really sucks, because you just feel like the whole, like, because you live with your parents, there's such a huge influence. But in here, it talks about really interesting things, like, for example, should I feel guilty not visiting my Asian parents who aren't so bad? In here, there's so many great conversations about Asian parent dynamics, and what is it like to grow older with your Asian parents with these like interesting communication styles. If you're new to Asian families and stuff like that, or you don't know what being in an Asian family is, it's a very kind of like, I don't want to say authoritarian, but it's a lot of hierarchy type of based relationships where, the older will tell you what to do. They won't really take the time to understand your situation whatsoever, and they'll just bark certain things. There was actually one really interesting story that I saw. This was an interesting story. I was going to cover it on a separate video, but trade my stable job at PwC for a fashion design career. Long story short, what happened was this poster was talking about how she wanted to do fashion design as a career, and her parents were kind of against it and whatnot, and then they made her do accountant, and then she said, fast forward 4 years later, I hate accountant, I hate audit, oh my god, I hate working in the corporate scene. And then she begins having this resentment toward herself about her career as well. And you know, she talks about being completely burnt out. She has the guilt of dropping out because her parents invested in her as well, but she's just feeling so crushed, and she just felt like, you know, all that time could have been building that career that she initially wanted as well. It's not good or bad. I just think it's really interesting to see so many different dynamics. And then there were some interesting posts about, you know, growing more distant from your parents, family dynamics, and even dating. I read a few interracial dating type of stories, like this girl, she has a white boyfriend and she wanted to introduce him to the family, but the dad was totally against it. So it's just really, really interesting as well. So guys, if you are Asian and you are kind of going through this kind of or you're just interested to see if you relate to these stories, I would highly recommend just giving this a shot and just checking it out. It's really great. If you guys want more if you want me kind of do some Q&A within this community, because I've been through a lot of these situations. I've been through like the Asian model, like career of pharmacy and going down that route. I had those conversations where I wanted to do business and just left that career behind. I've also had experience actually talking to people like my stubborn dad at the time, and kind of improving our communication styles, where, you know, we had a more loving and more open communicative type of relationship. Trust me, some things don't die. Like, he would still have his quick Asian temper and stuff like that, but you know, at least we were on talking terms, and we actually got a really great relationship. So I would love to kind of hear if you would love me to drop some of my opinions about like advice about these stories and stuff. Let me know in the comments as well. Also, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy hunting on Asian parent stories as well. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.